Hi everyone, this is Rin here, and I'm just going to do a get ready video. So this is just what I use every day when I'm on my way to work, on my way to school, just whatever, something very neutral, just a neutral eye, slight smokiness to it. Please stay tuned. You can, and yeah, so let's get started. So first, the two foundations I have to mix to get my right color. And I use Revlon Color Stay, and I am combination oily, and I use the Fit Me foundation just because I find the Revlon Color Stay dries my face out a little bit and it makes it look really cake-like. So by mixing it with a little bit more of a dewier foundation such as the Fit Me foundation, I find that it works better together. This one I already have pre-blended, so what I do is I just make sure that your hands and everything are clean, and I just take the back of it and I just put it on the back of my hand. That's all I put it. And I just go with a little bit of it. So yeah. I'm just going to dot this all over my face. Really getting the areas that have the more problem areas of the face. I find that when you apply foundation to the skin with your hands, it blends better sometimes. So on clients, you first always make sure to ask them, is it okay if I use my hands? My hands are clean. You know, if they're not uncomfortable with that, that's fine too. That's why they made beauty blenders or sponges, so that you get that same kind of application process. Okay, so once I feel like it's adequately covering my face, I'm going to just take a brush. I just use any kind of like fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend that into the skin, and I'm just going to go in a tapping motion. I don't really like to swirl it too much because I find that will leave streaks on the face. So if you just go in a tapping motion and then pull it down through the neck and the back, down your neck, so that it's all blended out very nicely throughout the trim. And I just want to say ahead of time, I'm sorry if you see this little black creature walking around in the back. It's my dog, and she's busy. She's busy today. She doesn't want to lay down for too very long.
I thought you were going to say I'm a black creature.
Go in a patting motion all around, blend into the hairline, and make sure you really get the crevice around your nose. Okay, now I'm going to apply my, one second, sorry, I needed to brush. Now I'm going to apply my concealers. Now people tell me I'm a little heavy-handed on the concealers, but I think that concealing under your eye is one of the most important things you can do, especially to make yourself look more well-rested. So what I use is I use the Inglot. I know it's not going to like look that great, but I use Inglot concealer, and I use my MAC Studio Fix. Other concealers that I think are good though are the Maybelline New York Fit Me, which is really nice. So you know, I'm actually going to use that today just because I think I need a little bit more brightness under my eye. So I just take it and I just use 3 swipes, and I'm just going to slowly blend it out with just a brush. And I'm going to bring it down. Like that, and it's really just going to brighten up under the eye. And just take my finger, and I'm going to just blend it closer to the eye. Then I'm just going to take the brush that I was using, and I'm just going to blend all of that into the skin, so that it doesn't look too bright. But you always want the brighter concealers under the eye. Now I'm just going to take my blemishes and whatnot, and I'm actually going to use, I should say this is like a drugstore get ready with me, because I'm going to use mostly drugstore products, which are excellent, I find. I'm going to use the True Match, the little stick by Loreal, and I'm just going to go here I have a little mark here that I like to blend out. And I'm going to go a little under the cheek just so I'm helping to blend that. And then over any spots that I had on my face. And the yellow is going to help correct and counteract some of that redness in there. And I'm just blending it out now. Okay, so now I'm going to set my concealer under my eye, and what I like to use, what I like to use is my banana powder by Ben Nye. But if you don't have banana powder or anything, Neutrogena, they make an excellent mineral powder. It's loose. It's really good for setting stuff under the eye. You get a little bit of a light shade. This is the brush that I'm using for this. It's just a domed brush, you know, kind of like a MAC 109, but this one's just by Sephora. I'm just going to go right under the eye, and I'm going to tap it. And it's going to look really heavy, so don't be alarmed. I like to set it. I don't like to, you don't want to blend too much. You just want to pat it in just so that you're not making any fine lines or anything. I'm just doing a patting motion and really leveling it out. Those are just the areas I like to powder the most. And it's going to look really like, but don't worry, we're going to fix that in the end. Next, I'm going to take my bronzer and contouring. So I contour with the Too Faced, and this is the Chocolate Soleil, and I also like to contour it with Nars, but Milani makes excellent bronzers, so if you want to check that out, Milani makes really good bronzers that I like. So I'm just going to go in with a pointed dome brush. I know Sigma makes a lot of these. This is just a Hakuhodo one. It's just what I like to use for mine. But any brush really that's a little domed, or like whatever brush you feel comfortable using. I'm just going to start right here and go like this in a sweeping motion. And then I go in a spiral motion. You go sweep it to apply the color the heaviest like this. And then you go in a spiral motion, and that blends the color throughout. That way you don't have any harsh lines. I'm just taking the little bronzer now, and I'm just going to go up on my shoulder into the hairline to blend it. And then right in here into the hairline, just that's how I do it. And then you want to bring your bronzing down to your chin. This will also help slim the profile on this side of your face, just in case you have anything you want to hide from people. I know I do. Just like that. And then we're just going to go slightly over the mouth just so that's a little bit darker. And we're going to go down the sides of our nose. Okay. Once that's done, I'm just going to do a little contouring. And one second, I'm looking for the brush I need. Now for contouring, I'm going to take this angled brush. This is a MAC 168, and I'm going to go in with the Chocolate Soleil now. Apply that. So after the bronzer, I'm going to go in with my blush. The blush that I use is by Tarte, and it's called Blushing Brides. And I just go in with just a Real Techniques blush brush. I like to go right here. And I just bring it up. Because I have bigger cheeks, I can use a bigger brush. And I just go like this and then draw it up. And I like to draw mine up right into here. Right to the back. So I find that I like the way that it oxidizes over time. And I'm just going to do the same on this side. Then I'm going to take my highlighter. And the highlighter that I use is Estee Lauder. And this one is called Pure Heat. It was a limited edition color, unfortunately. But, Physicians Formula, they make really good highlighters for all skin tones. So I think that it's perfect if you use Physicians Formula. And I'm just going to go right here. And I'm going to really apply it heavily to the tops of my cheekbones. So, I'm going to go right down the nose, right here. Not too far. Blend that out. I'm going to go right here on the lip. Right on the Cupid's bow. And then blend that out. Okay, then after that, I take a big fluffy brush Just any. This one's a little dirty because I have used this. And I just blend everything together. So I go under the eye, sweep any powder that I might have away, blend the highlight in. Just everything so it's very seamless. Okay. Now, for brows. Brows, I'm going to use the YBF, Your Best Friend. It's just a makeup line that I found on HSN. And I like the brow because this kind of brow works for anybody. You can have any kind of hair. You can have really fair blonde hair. Or you can have darker hair. And it works well for everyone. So I start right at the corner. At the highest point on the brow where it arches the most. And I'm just going to start in. And then I do sort of sweep it around. And I do really soft, long strokes. I know some people use short strokes. It really depends on what you're doing. But because I have really coarse hair and it's really thick and dark, so the long strokes is fine for me. Okay, then I just take my finger and I'm just going to blend a little right here so there's no harsh lines or anything. And that's that brow. And I'm going to go on to this side. Now I'm going to go in with my concealer and a liner brush. And I just use a little Sephora one. I think it was like $10. It's probably one of my favorite liner brushes. I'm going in with my MAC Studio Fix Concealer. And I'm just going to go right here at the top. And go right under like that. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Now you can use a softer concealer if you want to, or just like the liquid one, that's fine too. But because my hair is so coarse, I need a thicker concealer underneath. Or if you have a lot of growth on a client that you may be doing, it's good to use a thicker one to hide all the hairs that might be. Then I just take a clear setting brow gel, and this one's a little grimy, but this is just great lash. You can get this at Walmart for like $3-4 I think, and it's just a clear one. And I just take it and I go right just through the front. Because I needed to structure the back, so you only really need it in the front to blend the powders together. And it looks really natural when you do that. And here's my MAC palette right here. And they're all neutrals. So I'm actually going to go in with this color. And this is Mythology by MAC. And I'm just going to swirl it in with my finger. And I'm going to just place it all over the lid. Now you can use a primer if you need a primer. If you find you have oily lids, I would use a primer. But my lids pretty much last up through the whole day, so even without a primer. So when I'm doing every day and like I'm going to work or something, I don't feel like if you're doing clients or something, of course you're going to use a brush, you know, and always make sure you sanitize your makeup. I always wear makeup every day before I use it with 90% alcohol, just to make sure that everything's sterile, everything's clean. And then I'm going to go in with a blush brush. Well, a blending brush, sorry. And the one that I like to use is this one, and it's just a dome blending. You can kind of get these everywhere. MAC makes them, Sephora makes them, just something that looks a lot like that. And I'm going to swirl in with these two colors, and this is Saddle, Wedge, and what color is this? Rice Paper. I think it's Shroom or something. Soba. Okay, they're all MAC shadows. I'm just going to go right here. I'm just going to start blending it slowly. Okay. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to take just a blending brush. And this is just a Sigma or a MAC 217. I have them by different companies, so I just use the one that I like the most. I'm going to go in with these a dark brown color. So I'm just going to take it right here in the crease. And I like my shadows, especially for work or something, to be hanging closer to the outside to really give structure. When that's done, I'm going to take just another dark brown color. I'm going to go right into the crease, just to focus where the color is. And then I'm going to start blending it down the lash line. The Urban Decay, I'm going to go right under. And I don't pull, I'm just pushing. So it may look like I'm pulling, but I'm really just pushing till it protrudes out. You want to get close and push, and it just protrudes right out for you. So that makes it easy. And that way you're not pulling on your lid or anything. Okay. I'm going to do the other side. Now I just like to take my eye, pull it tight, and then just smudge this right there, going slightly in like that. I do the same thing on this side. Make sure you go narrow. And this, I do this because you don't have to be clean with this. It can be as messy as it needs to be. It's really fine. You're going to blend it out anyway. I'm just going to take my finger and I'm going to blend out the black until I blend it really into the look. This is just how I smoke it out without having to use a black shadow. And I feel like I have more control because I'm using my finger to blend out this darkness in it. And it's just going to add a nice little smokiness to the lash line. Take a liquid liner pen. This is NYX Super Skinny. I'm just going to close this eye, and I'm just going to go right close to the lash line. And this takes time, but I use short strokes and then pull down. And then we're going to go right to this side and do the same thing. This is for people who, you know, you don't really need a wing liner, I find. Especially on eyes like mine, when I wing it out, it doesn't look so well. So I find the smudge effects from my eye shape works better. So that's just how I do it. And then finally, I'm just going to add some mascara. You can curl your lashes. I find that my lashes stay curled all day. I don't need to curl them ahead of time. And this mascara, like, curls it for me. And this is just the Clump Crusher. And this is the waterproof formula, which I find that the non-waterproof formula flakes. And I'm going to do 2 coats on each side. Very natural look, I find. And then I'm just going to do it going down. Okay, and I actually feel that the eyes are just a little too natural. So I'm actually going to take a matte black color. And this is just a Loreal, but any matte black color will do. I'm going to go back in with my 217. I'm going to take a little bit of the matte black. You just need ever so slightly. Be very careful with black. I'm going to just start here. Place it. And then bring it up. I'm not going to make sure I go too close to the eye since I've already done the eye. I just want to focus it right on the top. So I'm going to do it right here. Bring it in. Just like that. You don't have to be too precise about it because then you're going to go in with your blending brush that you were using. And you're just going to take the black and blend it seamlessly with the rest of the colors. And I just go in a swirling motion and then back and forth sweeping. And it just takes all the excess away and really... Now for lipstick, I'm just going to use any nude. I'm just going to do a nude lip. You can do a red lip. This looks very versatile, so you can kind of use it with anything. I'm just going to do a nude. This is Tom Ford. And just do one. Blend it. Okay, and I'm going to just go in with the Chanel right over it. Just in the center where I want it to shine the most. Okay. So that is the look. Thanks for getting ready with me today, you guys. So I'm hoping everyone enjoyed the video. I'm hoping it wasn't too long. And if you have any questions, any comments or concerns, please leave it in the down bar.